Well, this is gonna be my first video. I've never done this before, but I'm just gonna explain my life experience. I know there's a lot of videos out there where the people with addiction, suffering with addiction, when it comes to benzos, especially Xanax, super addictive. Whoever's gotten on that shit and said that we're never addicted, they gotta be the biggest liars in the world. You on that shit 1 month and you'll be like, at least a year and a half on a legit doctor. Other doctors, they don't give a shit. They'll put you on that shit for 10 years. As long as it makes you happy and as long as you're paying. In my case, I started out as, you know, trying it out in the street. Didn't know what it was. Didn't care for too much for it. But my homeboy gave it to me one time. He's like, hey, this is going to chill you out. And it really did. So, I really didn't know what I was taking, so I looked it up afterwards and I realized it was, Xanax. It started out as 1 milligram, which are the blue little footballs. And then from there, I went straight to the bars, half a bar, whole bar. Then I started a week, I started doing 1-2 bars a week. And then 2 months later, I was doing 3 bars, 4 bars a week. And then when you get to know it, you're doing 1 bar every day for a week, and then your body starts creating tolerance, and you start craving more and more and more just because you want to get that euphoric high that it does. I mean, it metabolizes in your body pretty well, but you always create tolerance. Your body always does it. So you're never gonna get that same high as the same day you first took it, which is why it's so addictive. It's more addictive than heroin. Everybody knows it. Now, the only downside from Xanax really is that it eventually turns your brain to mush, because it's pretty much like same routine as steroids. You guys that pump iron and start injecting yourself with testosterone, then after a while your little dingaling doesn't know how to make its own testosterone, and then it shrivels up and dies. Pretty much same thing. Xanax does the same things. So messing with your GABA receptors and your neurons, and then it's always doing that job for you. So when you try to get off of it, doesn't know how to do it. So your body totally tries to snap back into the correct RPM, and that's when you go back wild. And that's the major weight withdrawal symptoms, and mostly and the most common and the most severe and fatal could be just getting a badass right out seizure. So there's a specific tapering measure for that. And if you're a legit doctor, well, obviously he'll know how to do it for you. But for those of you like me that have been doing that shit for years, I've been doing that shit at least for the last 5 years, and then if you have any personal problems or whatever, like family members die or family drama, whatever, you'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna pop 4 of these babies and just fall out. Just you get to the point where you'd be like, I don't care. And you're out, you fall asleep. It's like the best in the world. Now that's in the beginning, so, but a couple months ago, I'm saying, street value, sometimes they can get a little carried away. Street value is like $5 a pop. In other places, if you're lucky, you can get them for $1 each. When you pay out for a straight up prescription, 30 bars, or it's like $6, anywhere. Generic, not even Xanax. And I tried original Xanax and there's absolutely no difference. The Hulks, the school buses, they're all the same shit. It's Alprazolam, it's the same. It's just different companies that make it. Some do make it a little bit stronger than others, and you can finally, you know about it when you put it in your mouth. You see how bitter it is. That's how you know automatically how strong it is. And if you crush that puppy in your mouth and you give it down, you'll be high in 10 minutes flat. And not high, but just chilling in your mood, the mood the mood that you want. Now, I prefer that 10 times more than smoking weed. Smoking weed is an exaggeration, especially with all that organic shit going around. That's just ridiculous. Paying all that amount of money, And then booze, Xanax will take a toll on your liver. So always, people like me, I check my liver and kidneys once a year, do more of my blood work, make sure everything's cool so I can keep taking it. So that, I am conscious about my health. But that's this last couple of months. Um, I had to get a gastro and a colonoscopy because I'm 40. And my dad died of colon cancer, so I was really, really scared, I might have it or whatever. So finally I did that. And in the process, you have to you really have to detox your body. And that was my one and only chance to actually, try to see if I can step away from that because I was doing approximately 3 or 4 bars a day just to feel normal. Wasn't even getting high, just normal, being able to sleep correctly. Because usually I take two a night, and then an hour later I'm fully out. But my experience with that, and I meant to do it, was because there's a lot of people that say, okay, do this, do this, do this, that. But I've seen all the videos, I've seen everything, and trust me, I really don't believe there's any other way to really, really do it unless you're either gonna taper properly, and I mean commit to it, or you can try what I did, which was dehydrate yourself, detox yourself, but at the same time introduce minimal amounts of Xanax into your body, so you won't go into withdrawal, you won't get a seizure, you won't get none of those side effects, the shivers, the shakes, the sweats, none of that shit. So actually, it's a liquid diet, because I was gonna get a gastro, so couldn't eat nothing for 3 days. So I was just pumping, Gatorade and whatnot, and Sprite and whatever, and then laxatives. Yeah, taking the Dolco laxatives, and then I was pooping away for like 3 days, and right before I got the gastro, I was like super super squeaky clean. I was feeling, not too great, but I was on like 0.25 of Xanax, because literally I had run out. My supplier had disappeared. So after that, I said I just managed, and then after that, as soon as I got the gastro, I found out I was okay. I found out, I'm good to go. I went and I found right away a shrink to say if I can get back on the Xanax legitimately. And the first place I went to, they didn't give it to me. So they be like, oh, you gotta get off that. That's gonna turn your brain to mush. So they gave me clonazepam, and that approximately lasted me about a week and a half. So I was just really worried about not getting seizures or getting tremors, because I experienced a few of them in the past. Trying to go cold turkey. So that wasn't a good experience, and whoever's gone through that knows that that's terrible. So my point is that really worked for me. That whole detox, because you just all that shit got out of your system, and you would introduce in small amounts, so you were your body's avoiding full withdrawal, going cold turkey, and potentially getting a serious seizure, because the dose that I was taking previous was quite high. So finally, after that clonazepam, whatever, I was at that for like a week and a half, and then after that, I was like, look, no, I'm not gonna touch this crap no more. So by November, I was like off it completely, and I was like so proud of myself. I was like, damn, 5, 6 years of doing Xanax and shit, crazy amounts sometimes in the beginning, normal, but then I got a little exaggerated. Then I went out would party, I would drink with it, and then it'd be like taking a roofie, but uh that's a way to do it, of that type of detox, when you introduce small amounts until the diet cleans you out, the system's cleaning you out, completely cleaning you out, and then you don't have to worry about nothing, and as soon as you know it, you're off of it. If you're really committed to being off of it, because it is dangerous. It is dangerous, and then like I said, it's not cheap if you buy it in the street. And doctors nowadays are really hesitant to give it to you. You got to find a good doctor, responsible doctor, to give it to you, and he gives it to you 3 to 6 months at a time. But check it out, and this is what happened in my case. I went back home to my island, but before that, I was experiencing these weird pains in my lower back. So I went to the hospital. I got a CT scan, and my lower L5 was out of place, slip bulging disc. So I was like, oh shit, this is all I needed, great. So, then I had a little drama going on, so I had to just get up and split. But, I wasn't taking Xanax or nothing. I was just normal. But now I'm having health problems. So I went back home, and with the drama and everything, whatever, got a little bit depressed. I'm like, all right, how am I gonna do this, whatever. So anyway, I went home, went back to the family doctor. I made like, yo, doc, I can't. Obviously, I'm not gonna sleep. My back is killing me. I got these problems. It's called sciatica, whatever. It's really, really, really it's weird symptoms. It's not excruciating pain like normal people have, but it just something that I just can't cope with. It's like pull me out of my misery. I said, yo, give me Xanax. The doctor gave me Xanax. I started with 1 bar a day. And then the next day I realized I wake up with no sciatica, no problem, no nothing. So I'm like, oh great. I gotta get back addicted onto this shit just to live a normal life. So I was there about 2 months, taking just 30 bars a month. Came back to the States again. Now still complaining about my back, so I went to get an MRI done. I go get the MRI, and it seems that I got 3 bulging discs. So I got 3 nerve impingements affecting me in all different sorts of places, even my almost my 5 senses. The only one that doesn't affect is my sense of smell, but strength, balance, taste, weakness in my arms, and nausea, all this crazy shit. But I mean, it had to do with symptoms that must be coming from the first disc. That's because it's from the third up. It's 3 discs, so it's probably that's coming from the first disc, because the lower disc is going to be only lower back pain. Then you got the second one, and again they got the one on top. So all these other symptoms got to be coming from the one on top. My point is, Xanax, whoever doesn't know about the sciatica problem, try Xanax. It goes away. Why? Because it's a neurological drug, and it works on your neuropathy. A lot of people don't know that, but it does. I take it. Wake up with no sciatica. Wow, it's incredible. Now it's not like you can get up and go bench press or do anything like that, because all you're gonna do is injure yourself, obviously. But if you want to feel normal again, whatever, and the benefits of sleeping, like a baby, well then. So I'm back to Xanax again, taking 3 bars a day, legitimately by my doctor. He knows what it's for. He knows it's not for anxiety. So it's all new to him, but I mean, it's like shit like that people like discover, and so you have to share it. So this is why I'm sharing my experience. I say, so for those of you that have sciatica, I heard so much good, and it's also very highly addictive. So doctors are hesitant to give you that shit because it's just super addictive. I guess just as bad or more than Xanax, but for me, the Xanax works for the sciatica, because, like I said, I don't go around lifting boxes and I'm trying to hurt myself or nothing. But when I started feeling the symptoms, I couldn't even sign my name on a piece of paper. That's how weak I felt in my arms, and it was the nerve. You have 3 nerve impingements, so it affects your neurological system. So the Xanax, what it does is it just turns off the shut off button, so you don't feel none of that shit. Works for me. Now, I'm controlled. I don't overdo it. I usually take it for bed. I wake up brand new the next day. So by the afternoon, if I feel a little bit, discomfort, I'll pop another one. And, 3 a day is enough. And I got refills for around 3 months. And then I go again and see the doctor. And he'll give me, because he knows this for my back. And I told the doctor, I said, no matter what, I'm not taking it for anxiety. I'm taking it for this. So if you put it on a scale from from the difference between what do you rather have? You rather go have a 50% chance of getting Alzheimer's in another 10, 20 years, or struggling with your back and being in bed all day and not be able to do shit? And I say, look, I'd rather be fucking forgetful in another 10 or 15 years and be like, I don't know what's going on in the world, and I'd rather be walking around doing whatever I can do, with the rest of my life, because I'm 40. But yeah, this is my story. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people struggle with the Xanax. It's very addictive, both more addictive than heroin. But take my word for it. If you do a proper detox and a proper liquid diet, it'll take you approximately 2 weeks, and you can avoid the sweats, the chills, the cold, the tremors, and all that bullshit, hallucinations, all that crap. just introduce small amounts back into your system, but keep with the detox, keep with the laxatives. Guess what? You get all of that flushed out of your system, your body. That Xanax and the enzymes, they get stored in your fat cells. So over time, it still gets released in your body. I've done plenty of research on this, so I know what I'm talking about. So what I'm saying. Well, if there's anybody out there smarter than me, I'm just giving you one point of view of my experience where I wasn't able, and fortunately, didn't go through all the shit that most people go through, because you see a lot of videos and people are like, oh my God, this is the worst in the world. This is, of course, especially if you try to go cold turkey. That's crazy. You're going to get the sweats, the tremors, the shakes, you're going to vomit, you're going to have diarrhea, you're going to have the fucking nightmares, you're going to have the worst. So my point of view is a proper detox, liquid diet, and detox with the laxative. And when your stomach is squeaky clean, that you're pooping nothing but clear water, like, you don't gotta go get a gastro, but you're urinating clear and you're pooping just clear water. Obviously you're super dehydrated, but you still got your electrolytes. You still, you're not gonna die. But you're at that point, your body's detoxed, but you're still introducing small amounts. So it's up to you whether after that you feel like you can get off safely, or you're just gonna go back and like in my case, I didn't go back into remission. I have a condition and it works for me, so I choose to use it. I'm just giving you my opinion. I'm gonna be making more videos. I'm a barber. I have 25 years experience, so I do a lot of crazy shit. I'm even a tattoo artist. I paint cars. I've been there, done that. Evil can evil. I've almost killed myself a couple of times. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing these videos and talk a little bit about everything. But for now, I'm out. Peace.